1 year ago, I thought I was doing everything correctly. So, I had thought that, okay, I'm going to change my life. I'm going to be productive. I'm going to use deep work and I'm going to achieve all my goals. I was reading books like Atomic Habits. I read all these books. I was planning routines. I was setting goals. I made a Notion page. I made Google Notes of what my life will look like in 10 years. Everything I was doing, but I was not making progress. Like, you can genuinely tell, I was not even moving forward because my goals stayed as goals. None of they just stayed as dreams. I was unable to achieve them. My project stayed stuck. My grades remained the same. My mental health was still okay, it wasn't improving. And I realized that my productivity was fake. I was on this desk working for 10 hours a day and I was still not making progress. I realized that I was being fake with myself. I was engaged in fake productivity. I was engaged in busyness with a Y. Busyness. I was engaged in busyness over productivity. I was being a loser. And then I understood that productivity is not about the amount of time you work, it's about the amount of results you produce. And once I understood that, once I unlocked that, and once I understood the tricks to really be productive and not just busy, I was able to achieve all the goals that I set for myself. At the age of 18, with no degree, I was able to land an internship. I was able to excel at that internship and buy myself the iPhone 16, which I bought with my own money. I was able to help my parents with money. I was able to buy gift for my loved ones. So what does that show? It shows that before, when I was making the transformation, I was working 10 hours a day and getting nothing done. And now I was working just 5 hours a day, but getting so much done than this version of me. And in this video, I promise to help you unlock that. I promise to explain how perfectionism and overthinking and being in motion is bad, and I will help you take action, be productive, and achieve the results that you want. So, a little bit of story time. What was my life like before? It was motion. So, there's a difference between being in motion and taking action. Let's take an example of a person trying to work out. Okay, there's one guy who just takes action. He gets a gym membership. He goes and he lifts the weight and he comes back. That's action. And there's a second guy. Instead of actually taking a gym membership and lifting the weight, you know what he does? He opens MyFitnessPal. He downloads MyFitnessPal and starts tracking all his calories. He goes to Nike and he buys the perfect gym clothes. He goes to Apple and gets the best headphones. He gets the Apple Watch Premium Care subscription. He does everything except actually going and lifting the weight. Another example, imagine recording a video like this. Okay, instead of just setting up the tripod, setting up the frame and recording, imagine if I start to make everything perfect. Like, I perfect the script, I make it word for word, I make it amazing, I get the best clothes on, I wait until my voice sounds good, I wait until the lighting is perfect. Do you think I'll be able to record this video and post it on time? Do you think I'll be able to remain disciplined? So there's a difference between being in motion and taking action. Being in motion is good, but nothing beats taking an action. And smart people are especially vulnerable. Because think about it, we overthink, we enjoy planning, we enjoy over preparing, we enjoy having the lack of failure, we enjoy being so prepared that failure cannot hit us. And you know what happens at that time? We engage in perfectionism. We try to make things perfect. And perfection is just procrastination in disguise. The more perfect you try to make things, the more you're procrastinating on actually doing the task. So, my advice is that please stop being the guy who does everything perfectly. Start being the guy who aims for progress. And stop being afraid of failure. My biggest risk with starting this channel was being afraid of failure. Like, what if I don't get any views? What if no one subscribes to me? And for a second I thought to myself and I was like, I was being such a retard. You know why? Because I didn't start the channel, and before that I'm already afraid of failure. Think about this. Imagine if there's an exam tomorrow, and instead of actually locking in and studying, you're afraid of failure before even writing the exam or even seeing the question paper. Imagine if Usain Bolt, before he ever took his first race, he's like, what if I fail? What if I come last? Like, wouldn't that sound such a retard, like such a dumb answer? Because why would you assume failure before you even tried? Before an attempt, it's so idiotic to assume failure. And that's exactly why we start procrastinating. The fear of failure makes you chase perfectionism, which makes you procrastinate. And that's exactly what happened to me, where preparation became procrastination. Preparing for the perfect opportunity, waiting for the right time, preparing in the best way possible was just procrastination in disguise. So this is hidden. This is hidden in many top performers. If you look at someone who's working 10 hours a day, they're being idiot. They're being a complete idiot, and I'll say it. Why? Because if they had to work, they would work 5 hours a day and get extremely good results. If they're working 10 hours a day and getting extremely good results, I can promise you they can do the same work in 5 and still get the same results. Because the moment you choose perfection over progress, you are procrastinating on your things. And real growth only happens when you take action. like like just think about this. Will I get a good physique and big biceps if I buy the Apple Care or Apple Watch for tracking my calories and buy Fitness Pal for tracking my food, and I get a premium subscription of Strength app to track my workouts? Do you think any of those things will actually help me with my physique? No. But actually taking action, getting a gym membership and lifting the weight is going to help my biceps grow. So understand that if you aim for perfection, you are procrastinating. Action, even though it's messy, even if it's ugly, even though it's imperfect, is the best way to make progress. Just hitting the reps over and over again. Just actually going, even though you don't feel like it, even though your form is shit, even though you don't have music, whatever, just going to the gym and curling the weight is so much better than all the other in motion things which you did. Like take it for like take it for a big job. For example, I don't know, say writing. Someone tries to be a writer. Reading books is good. Reading books on how to write a book is good. But until you open a page and write a first draft, nobody can call you a writer. Correct? Think of it for, like, I don't know, janitor. Like a janitor can read the perfect book on how to be a perfect janitor, but until he takes them up and starts sweeping, he's not gonna make any progress. So the simple thing is that if you want to make progress, you have to take the messy, ugly, and imperfect action. That is the only way. You are here, and this is where you want to be. The bridge between these two is not perfection. It's not planning. It's not being in motion. It's action and action alone. Now, I hope I've got this point across. So, what can we do to encourage that action? How can we stop? How can we stop chasing perfectionism, and how can we start chasing progress? I have 5 tips ready. The first is set a hard deadline to publish or create. For me, right now, it's around 10. This clock is wrong. My apologies. But it's close to 10. And what I told myself was before 11, I will have recorded 3 videos. Right. It's a hard deadline. It's not before 10, before 11, I will script 3 videos. Before 11, I will make the thumbnail. No. Before 11, I will record 3 videos. Set a hard deadline. Don't say plan to finish. Say pick a public date and commit. Understand? For if your exams start on 27th, don't just say, okay, I'll study by 26th. No. I'll finish 3 chapters and revise chapter 1 and 2 again and do the numericals by 26th of June. Do you understand how that works? Create a hard deadline to publish and launch. Tip number 2 is use a simple rule, which is that if it doesn't produce a result, you don't do it. Ruthlessly prioritize results. Okay? For example, let's say you're trying to get an amazing physique, okay? And you also think that downloading MyFitnessPal and tracking all of your meals will be helpful. Like, yeah, it will produce a result, but is it really the result that you want, right? We agree eating protein is important. Hitting your right amount of protein is important. But will, like, autistically tracking all your meals help with a big goal? No, right? Autistically tracking your workouts and the weight that you lift will help more. So, what does that mean? If it doesn't produce a result, it's just motion. In my case right now, I don't know, like I used to waste so much time watching videos on how to study instead of actually just going and studying. And I remember I used to watch like entire 2 hour guides by neuroscientists and stuff breaking down on how to study, how to memorize things, and instead of just actually doing and studying. So what does that show? Use the simple rule that if it doesn't produce a result, it's motion, and motion is useless. So ruthlessly prioritize results rather than just being in motion. Second thing is create a schedule and don't just keep goals. Like don't just say to tell to yourself, okay, I want to be a YouTuber. Don't just create a goal, create a schedule for it. So obviously even I want to be everyone, like everyone on YouTube who's making content wants to be a YouTuber. But for me, my schedule is that record 3 videos and then script 2 videos in the morning and then record 3 videos now. Do you understand? Instead of just creating a goal, when you create a schedule as well, your life will get much, much easier and better. You will stop choosing perfectionism if you already have progress laid out for you. For me, progress is scripting, recording, and posting, right? So, this goal of being YouTuber broken down into scripting, recording, posting. And that's all I'm doing right now. So, instead of having a goal, have a schedule. And the last trick is track finished actions, not effort. So for me, it's like don't track the amount of hours I spent working, track the amount of results I produced while working. So imagine if I work 10 hours a day, but I get one video done. But 10 hours a day is good. It's good I was focused. But if I get only one video done, is it really that worth it? But imagine if I worked 5 hours a day, but I got 3 videos done. Now that seems good because now I was able to spend a good amount of time recording, posting, and it was valuable. So don't just record effort. Don't just record the amount of hours you did something. Measure it by the results. And do repeat the activities that require less time but give you huge results. For example, for me, heavily scripting my videos and reading it is not going to produce a good result because then it just looks very unnatural, when I'm reading off a script. But when I have bullet points that I read out to you, it feels much better. So don't track the hours spent, track the outputs that you finished. Don't track like I worked for 10 hours a day, track the amount of results that you produced. Don't track I studied for 10 hours a day. No, track the amount of chapters you finished. Don't track, okay, I did this course for 3 hours a day. No, track the amount of modules or amount of results you got from the course, and we review things not in the terms of time but in terms of results. And the last trick is start before you're ready. I didn't even want to record these videos today. I actually hate recording like at this time of the day. But I did it because I realized that done is better than perfect. Like you can't really improve something that doesn't exist. Maybe like 1 week or 1 month down, I can improve the way I speak, improve the time, I'll be happy with this. But now, just getting things done and building momentum is more important than being perfect. So, in short, how do you overcome perfectionism? Simple. Set a hard deadline. Use a simple rule which is that if it doesn't produce a result, it's useless. Create schedules. Okay? It's not just I want to be a YouTuber. I want to write a book. No. I'm going to write 200 words today. I'm going to record 3 videos today. Track the finished results, not just the actions, not just the efforts. Don't track 10 hours of work, track the amount of results that the work produced. And lastly, start before you're ready. Yeah, I don't even like speaking on camera like this I don't like speaking at this time of the day when my throat is parched, but I'm still doing it because momentum is important. And I hope that this video has helped you. And if you want more personal help from me, if you want more one-on-one coaching, one-on-one help on multiple things, one-on-one help to figure out why you procrastinate, and I promise to add 4 hours of deep work into your routine, go to the Calendly link below, where I help people overcome their procrastination and master deep work and achieve all the results that I want. And if you want more free resources and free guides, go down and click on the Discord link to my community, Done Over Perfect. Done Over Perfect is literally the mission of my channel because getting things done is more important than getting things perfect. Choose progress over perfectionism. And trust me, when you just focus on getting things done for today, you will build momentum that will help you achieve all the goals that you set for yourself. So, thank you for watching this video, and bye bye.